after 60. Why men lust first and love later. Have you ever stopped to think about why a man's eyes land on you long before his heart ever understands you? Why his desire lights up before his devotion even begins to grow? This isn't only about biology, it's psychology, instinct, and human behavior working together. So many older women mix up lust with love, or even feel embarrassed when they become the object of desire. But the truth is, lust is not something shameful. It's the doorway. It's the spark that gets his attention. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In this video, I'm going to explain 5 reasons why men lust first and love later, and why understanding this difference can save you from doubt, insecurity, and unnecessary pain. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications so you never miss the insights we explore here. Now let's begin with the first truth, the one most women never hear but absolutely need to understand. Number 1. Attraction is his first signal. The first reason men lust before they love is simple. Physical attraction is the earliest emotional signal a man's mind can recognize. For women, connection often begins with conversation, warmth, or emotional safety. The issue, but for men, especially after 60, attraction is the spark that tells him, pay attention. There is something here that feels alive. It isn't shallow. It isn't disrespectful. It's biological honesty mixed with emotional caution. At this age, a man has learned to guard his heart. The issue, he has lived through disappointment, divorce, long seasons of loneliness, and the quiet fear of getting hurt again. Because of that, his emotions do not leap forward quickly. They move slowly, deliberately, like someone stepping into cold water. But his initial attraction, it wakes up parts of him he thought were fading. In curiosity, excitement, the desire to move closer instead of staying safe behind his walls. And here is the truth most women never hear. A man often feels physical chemistry before he feels emotional trust, because desire requires vulnerability for only a moment. But love requires vulnerability for the long haul. His body reacts first, because his heart needs evidence, reassurance, and time to believe he is safe. Issue over weeks and months. If he feels respected, understood, and emotionally steady with her, the attraction that started as a spark shifts into affection, loyalty, and eventually love. A man's early desire is not the end of the story. It is the doorway to the story. It's how he begins, not where he finishes. Once you understand this first truth, the next reason will explain why his heart moves so slowly compared to his instinct. Number 2, his heart moves slowly because experience has taught him caution. By the time a man reaches 60, he has carried decades of emotional weight, heartbreaks that took years to forget, relationships that drained him, betrayals that taught him to be careful, and moments of loss that left invisible scars. Because of that history, he no longer lets affection rush in the way he once did. His heart does not sprint. It studies. It observes, it protects itself. Younger men fall quickly because they have not lived long enough to fear the consequences. Older men move differently. They know how painful the wrong emotional investment can become. They know how costly disappointment is. They know how long it takes to rebuild themselves when something falls apart. So even when he feels desire, even when he feels drawn to a woman, he will hold his feelings close until he feels completely safe. And here's the truth many women misread. It is respect. He does not want to promise more than he can give. He does not want to mislead her. He does not want to open the door to love until he is certain he can walk through it with integrity. Lust is quick because it requires only presence. Love is slow because it requires trust. So while a woman may look at him and wonder why his attraction feels immediate but his love feels delayed, the answer is simple. His instincts may leap, but his heart steps carefully. And that caution is not a flaw. It is the wisdom of a man who has lived long enough to know love is fragile, rare, and worth protecting. Have you ever noticed this difference in how men and women open up emotionally? I'd really love to hear your thoughts or your own experiences in the comments below. Your perspective might help someone understand love at this age far more clearly. With this understanding, the next reason becomes even more meaningful because it reveals what finally makes his guarded heart open. Number 3. Desire comes from instinct. Instinct doesn't ask questions. It doesn't analyze the future. It simply reacts to chemistry, energy, and the feeling of being drawn toward someone. Love, however, is different. Love asks whether a woman feels steady, emotionally regulated, and consistent enough to let a man rest his heart without fear. And after 60, emotional safety matters more to a man than passion ever did in his younger years. A man can feel desire quickly because it asks very little of him, but love asks him to risk disappointment again, to open places inside himself that took years to heal, and to believe he won't have to defend his peace every day. That's why his heart waits. He watches how she reacts under stress. He feels whether her presence calms him or unsettles him. These quiet observations shape his feelings far more than words ever could. Many women mistake a man's initial desire as the proof of love, then become confused when deeper feelings don't arrive as fast as they expect. What they don't realize is that his love is forming silently in the background, strengthened by each moment. He feels understood, respected, and emotionally at ease. Lust may be loud, but love grows quietly, especially in a man who has spent a lifetime learning how fragile peace can be. So when a man takes his time to love, it's not because he isn't serious. It's because he wants to be certain that when he finally gives his heart, he won't have to take it back to protect himself. The transition from desire to love becomes almost inevitable, which leads us directly into the next reason. Number 4. Love forms through consistency, not intensity. Desire can ignite in a single moment, but love requires time to observe patterns. After 60, a man no longer mistakes emotional highs for something lasting. He has learned that intensity can feel exciting one day and exhausting the next. What his heart searches for now is steadiness, the kind he can rely on when life feels heavy. A man watches how a woman shows up repeatedly, not how passionately she feels in rare moments. He notices whether her words match her actions. He feels whether her moods swing wildly or remain balanced. He pays attention to whether conflicts are handled calmly or turned into emotional storms. These small, ordinary details matter more than grand gestures because they tell him what everyday life beside her would actually feel like. Lust flares quickly because it asks only for presence in the moment. Love forms slowly because it demands trust in the future. A man over 60 needs to know that the woman he opens his heart to will not disrupt his peace, drain his energy, or bring chaos into the quiet years he has worked so hard to build. When he sees consistency, emotional maturity, steady affection, and predictable kindness, his attraction deepens into attachment. Many women wonder why a man's desire feels obvious while his love remains unspoken. The reason is simple. He is waiting for proof that what feels good today will still feel safe tomorrow, and once that proof becomes clear, his love does not hesitate. Feel free to like the video if this perspective resonated with you. It helps keep these honest conversations about love after 60 alive and reaching the people who truly need them. This naturally leads us to the final truth women must understand. Number 5. Love arrives when he no longer feels he has to protect himself. After 60, a man has learned how costly emotional mistakes can be. He has spent years guarding his time, his energy, and his sense of peace. Desire does not threaten those things, but love does. It asks him to trust that he will not be blamed, controlled, drained, or constantly corrected. And until he feels safe from those dangers, his heart remains cautious. When a woman makes him feel accepted without conditions, heard without judgment, and respected without tests, something subtle but powerful happens. His body may have been drawn to her first, but now his heart steps forward willingly. He stops scanning for warning signs. He stops holding back emotional honesty. He begins to imagine a future, instead of just enjoying the present. That is the quiet moment when desire transforms into love, not suddenly, not dramatically. This is why women sometimes feel confused by men who show early attraction but delay emotional commitment. What they are waiting for is not passion. They are waiting for relief. Relief from tension, relief from emotional conflict, relief from the need to protect themselves. Issue when a woman becomes a place of calm instead of challenge, of understanding instead of criticism. Love grows naturally and deeply. So the truth women must hear is this: men do not love later because they want less. They love later because they want certainty. Issue, and when that certainty arrives, their love is steady, loyal, and sincere in ways only time can teach. When a man reaches 60, love no longer begins where most people expect it to. It doesn't start with promises, long talks, or emotional declarations. It begins with attraction, but not because he is shallow, but because desire is the first honest signal his heart can still trust. From there, everything slows down. He observes, he listens, he protects what little peace he has left, and only when that peace feels safe beside a woman does love finally step forward. This is the truth many women were never taught. When a man lusts first and loves later, it is not a sign of confusion or uncertainty. It is a sign of wisdom. His heart moves carefully because it has learned how painful the wrong choice can be. But when love does arrive, it is not fleeting. It is anchored. It is loyal. It is given with intention, not impulse. Understanding this changes everything. It softens doubt. It replaces impatience with clarity. And it allows both men and women, especially after 60, to meet each other where they truly are, not where they used to be, and not where they are expected to be. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Don't hesitate to like this video, share it with someone who may need this perspective, and subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on so you can continue these honest conversations with me. I'm Vernon, and thank you for watching my video till now, and see you next time.